Yeah, sometimes you just gotta jump out there and be honest and be vulnerable about what you wanna do. Like, flexing is cool and acting like you have it together, but you never know that sometimes the person across the table might just have a word for you. My name is Amber Grimes. I am the EVP and GM of LVRN Records and a partner at LVRN Management. Growing up in Atlanta for me was fun. I grew up in a hair salon. My mom was a hairstylist. She worked at a salon in Atlanta, and I used to be there just running around, meeting everybody, bothering her clients, getting my hair done at midnight, whatever the case was. I specifically remember her saying, she wanted to do hair for videos. And at that time in the 90s, doing hair for videos was like doing hair for TV and film. It was a huge deal. Before she decided that, she just quit. I thought that was fire too, because she didn't really wait for the other opportunity to come and keep doing this thing that wasn't making her happy. She was just like, I'm out. I think her first video was Creed with Arms Wide Open, and my mom, Van Michaels, very great for whatever odd reason at cutting white men's hair, although she has many skills, but that skill came in handy because she was on the set of Creed. I definitely know that I have taken a lot of that jumping and taking a risk and just getting the hell on in my career from her, because I saw it work out for somebody at such a young age. So I've never been scared to say, I want to do this now, because I've seen somebody do it very, very successfully. I feel like I came up in one of the most fun times in music for Atlanta, for the city where I'm from. Seeing the type of artists that were always coming in town, and I started throwing parties at a young age, and really just being around the energy of Waka Flocka, performing his first song, Travis Porter becoming the group, the iconic group that they still are today. I definitely didn't have a plan for college. I think I was probably in 10th or 11th grade when Kanye West's College Dropout came out. There were skits on the project called Little Jimmy skits. And when I heard those, I was like, he's right. Going to college doesn't make sense. I don't want to be the smartest dead guy. I need to figure out something else to do. And it all just spoke to me. I did end up going to school. I was running track in high school, doing great, but decided not to run in college because I still wanted to be a heathen and throw parties, which I had started doing my senior year. And I was like, I also just want to have fun. But I felt like this was the better path for what I wanted to do. And so I ended up getting into Kennesaw State University, spent way more time at Georgia State than I did Kennesaw State University, because that's where I was throwing parties with my friends. I started my own all-female promotion company. One of the things that's very special to me, all the guys used to throw parties. It was always male promoters, and I was happy to be friends with a lot of them. One of those guys, his name's Jay Shep, he kind of took me under his wing and said, hey, I'm not gonna have you join my promotion company. I'm gonna teach you how to do this. You do your own thing. And of course, my thing was cool, well, if I do it, I want it to be all girls, because y'all got the guy thing on lock. And so I just kind of came straight out of high school, ready to start businesses. I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I just think from my mom, from Kanye, from everything that I saw, it was just yo, you have to just do it right now. I was very immediate about everything. So I was doing what I do. I was doing things. And while I was in college, I met these guys at a club, obviously, that had a label called Arrogant Music. I used to just hang out at their studio. The guy that owned the studio was like, yo, we love having you around. You're the dopest, but it costs money to run this studio. So if you're gonna be here, you have to contribute. I wanted to be there. I wanted to learn everything that there was about music, and being in the studio provided me that opportunity. And so I got a job at a call center so I could pay him for me to hang out at the studio. And he came to me one day and was like, hey, if you can promote a party, you could probably promote an artist. And so I started promoting some of their artists. And then he was like, yo, if you can promote an artist, you could probably manage an artist. So I started managing the first artist that came from that label group named Sean Teasy. That was cool. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but again, this is my school. I'm just gonna jump in and do it. And so we had a trip to New York for a show that he had. We drove up there. One of the people that wanted to sign him was a guy named Boo at Def Jam. He was the VP of A&Rs at the time, and sent some guys out to come see this New York show. And so they got my number, ended up calling me while I was in econ class. And I remember that so specifically because in this class at this time, we were learning about opportunity cost. They were like, hey, Boo is building this office with Def Jam in Atlanta. He needs an executive assistant. Can you come and intern with us? And I was like, opportunity cost. Like, I'm still in school, I'm still having my parties, I'm doing a great job. So I was like, hey, I'm sorry, I can't intern for you, but I can tell y'all somebody who will, and I'll call you back. Definitely wasn't calling him back and giving him somebody else. I was just like, I'm never gonna talk to them again. But the next day, he called me back and was like, if you don't want to intern, I have a job for you. And I was like, now we're talking. And that's why you gotta know your worth and stick to your guns so people play in your face. But I was very serious. All that time that I was paying to hang out at the studio and doing the party stuff, that was my interning for me. So if I was gonna take a risk, something that could potentially take time away from me being in school, it needed to be worth my while. And I was broke. How I met my partners at Love Renaissance. Timelines all over the place. There's 5 guys. Tunde, Sean, Junior, Carlin, and Justice. Tunde and Sean, I have known them since I was 16 years old. They were a part of the problem. They used to let me in the club when I was younger. Loved them to death. Me and Tunde were actually at the highlight room, and I had been speaking to him about what I wanted to do next. And he kind of like looked over at me, and I looked over him. He's like, what are you thinking? And he was like, this is a stretch. Would you come and work with us? And I was like, duh, what the fuck? Like, like, are you serious? Like, I didn't even know that this was an option. And we both, it was pretty ridiculous. They run one of the most incredible companies, I won't even say out of Atlanta, globally. And I think their respect for me was mutual, and just seeing what I had done for myself in the last 10 years and all that I learned across all of these incredible jobs that I had. And we went to Justice's house. He was like, Justice, this is what I'm thinking. Justice was like, yeah, run it. It was really this easy and crazy, because those are my, I love them to death. What really did it for me as we were going through, a lot of our contractual agreements and all that stuff, Tunde was diagnosed with cancer. I have never had an experience like that in my life, where somebody that close to me shared something with me that I felt like would not only change their life, but changed my life, because he was such an important part of my life. He's the person that got me to move to LA. That's how I had my job at Spotify, had my job at Capitol, because he took that risk with me. It's a beautiful thing to be able to work with your friends, but really to be able to help somebody when they need you and to be the person that they need. One of the reasons why it didn't work out for me at some of the jobs that I had was because I wasn't allowed a freedom. I need to be free to create. I love knowledge, and when I find something, I consume myself in it. So Summer had a song that was going like crazy, and one day there was a kid that danced to it on TikTok, and it started taking off. So what was actually making the song go crazy was that somebody on TikTok made a sped up sound, and that's what people were having fun with. My big idea was, you know what? If people really like this song sped up, we should just speed up that whole album. My thinking of it was like, somebody has sped it up anyway. Nobody's making money off of it, and this is your music, and that's your fans telling you how they want to hear it. And so I really just wanted to do an experiment about like what would happen if we put what the kids were making, what they liked, into the marketplace for them. Being the most incredible artist that Summer Walker is, and listening to her fans, she was like, well, if that's what they want, like, go ahead. And we sped up the project. That project now has done 30 million streams, not in connection with the original project, on its own, just sitting there, sped up songs, 30 million streams. And we figured out, how to keep an artist active and how to really work a record, even a record that was 6 years old. She is iconic, we made history, and I hope more artists, listen to their fans and give the people what they want. The kids run it now, and you have to listen to them, and that's something that I've always been keen on. Like, that's one of the things that I'm most proud of in my career, doing something historical and iconic for one of the most iconic R&B artists. The best piece of advice that I would give to somebody that wants to be the person is to remember that you are a person. In this business, when we do call my people, you're my person, and you may get too wrapped up in your client or your artist and their path. And then when they are no more, or the career is no more, this entertainment industry, many industries are very fickle, you're done. You don't have anything anymore because you've wrapped your entire identity into somebody else's goals and dreams in life. You do not have to become your job. You do not have to become the people that you represent. You will go much further in your own life by remembering that you are you. So if you want to be the person, remember you're a person too.